Here goes Mattel, spoiling us again. Look at this, we've never owned a spoiler figure before, ever. I don't think that anyone has ever made her anytime, any place, any company, ever. This is the first one, so good job, Mattel. Thanks for listening to the fans. I mean, true, DC Direct did give us a Stephanie Brown figure in her Batgirl guise, but we've never been given a spoiler figure ever before. So this one comes with the alternate Lex Luthor head for the Build-A-Figure and her long nunchucky things. We'll have a closer look when we take her out of the package. Looking at the back of the package, we can see, for one, I've already opened up the Harley Quinn, but the other figures here I have yet to open. They're on order. I'm sure that I'll get them as soon as they come out. There's a little write-up on the back here. I don't usually read it. Recruited by Batwoman into boot camp, the Violet Vindicator joins forces with the top heroes in Gotham City. Yep, that's what it says. Side of the box, other side of the box, top of the box, bottom of the box. No one cares. Let's take her out. A little sliceroo here, a sliceroo there, a slicing over here, wave your derriere. So let's pull it open and yoink her out. Get out. Let's pull her open and yoink it out. There's what we get. That was a mess. There goes the head. Here come the nunchuck things. I ain't falling for this again. Cut them out. And out comes Spoiler. Yeah. Oh, I did fall for it again. Darn it. Emancipation! And here's what you get. You get Spoiler, the extra head, and the nunchucks. We've already gone over that, but now they're out of the package, see? So here's a close-up of the weapons. I think that this would be kind of a pain in the butt to handle. Like, I couldn't even handle one single set of nunchucks. I don't know how anyone handles these, like, without smacking themselves in the face repeatedly. Psh. Here's that Collecting Connect Luthor head. I like this a lot, actually. It's like, it's supposed to be Lex Luthor Darkseid. And then we have the figure. And looking up close from toe to head, you'll notice that there's pretty much no reused parts of this figure. I mean, I'm sure that there are a few little pieces that they could get away with using again, but honestly, this looks like pretty much all newly sculpted pieces for the most part. I'm really liking the fact that they paid attention to detail and didn't just give us a naked buck and then paint it. But they sculpted these details on. The lines in her midsection, also down the front of her torso. They've got the gauntlets with all of their details. Down both of her legs there's sculpted detail. She's obviously got the cape, she's got the head sculpt. Oh, and her feet and boots. They're newly sculpted pieces as well. So this spoiler figure is loaded with newly tooled parts. She was an expensive one. Just looking at this figure, I don't think we're going to get a big tidal wave of people yelling in the comments that she's not accurate. I think that she looks pretty good. Looking closer at the head sculpt, the head and the hood are both two separately molded parts, and it's pretty good for the most part, except for that there is some slop in the hair. Like, the hair is definitely, they could have done that better. I'm going to have to take some acetone to that and fix it. But in general, it's a pretty clean head sculpt, and the eyes look nicely painted as well, and that's always a huge plus. When the eyes are wonky, the whole head looks wonky. Spoiler's articulation is as follows. The head's on a ball joint, and for having that big hood there, I mean, it gets a lot of rotation, and, it moves up and down a little bit. Not so much. The hood does get in the way, but, I want the hood more than I want the articulation, so I'm not going to complain that much. She has the shoulders, which are on swivel hinges. She's got bicep rotation all the way around, and not all of the female multiverse figures have that bicep rotation. She's got the single jointed elbows, but they also swivel around 360, so there's a lot of movement. Her wrists are actually on swivel hinges, which, unlike Harley Quinn, because she didn't have those, this gives a whole lot bigger range of movement. She has articulation in here underneath the chest in the torso, and it's all right. I'm not going to complain about it. It could be better, but I'm not going to be a stickler for it. Unlike the Harley Quinn figure, this figure actually does have articulation in the waist as well, and for her groin, she's got that typical DC Universe classic style hinge that opens up out like that and can go forward, but her butt also gets in the way, which is, that's a current thing for the multiverse figures. They're either going to have a butt or they're not going to have a butt. And if you want the legs to go all the way back, they're just not going to have a butt, or they're going to have drop hinges, but they don't use drop hinges with the multiverse figures. She's also got articulation up here in the form of a thigh cut, and she's got single jointed knees as opposed to Harley, who had double jointed knees. And then she's got those ankles with the hidden you know, you can't see the pegs, but they're not rocker. They go front and back, front and back. But that's really all they do. They don't... Oh, they do have a rocker! Well, I just looked at them and assumed that they didn't. I guess they do. She's got rocker ankles as well, so that should make people pretty happy. The cool thing is, her cape actually doesn't really get in the way of the articulation, because it's such a soft rubber that, you know, you can do whatever you want, and that cape is just going to move out of the way. And it's also pretty narrow, too, so it shouldn't get in the way of your posability. So for our starter comparison, let's bring in the DC Direct Stephanie. Oh, great, you just had to fall over. Cut! Let's bring... Bang the light. Next. Let's bring in the DC Direct Stephanie Brown. You've fallen over again. Let's bring in the DC Direct Stephanie Brown Batgirl figure to compare her. She's really dusty. I need to dust her off. Jeez, girl, you know you've been on the shelf a long time. When? Let's bring in the oddly sculpted DC Direct Stephanie Brown Batgirl figure for size comparison. I don't know why DC Direct got into posing their females, like sculpting them like this. There was a Wonder Woman and a Donna Troy. Just a waste if you ask me. You can't really do much with that. That really is just a posable statue. But darn it, it's the only other Stephanie we've got, so I'm so happy to have her. But this video is not really about her. It's about her, and there you go. That's the size comparison you get. They're about the same size, actually. So if she was subbing in, like she is for me with the DC Universe Classics, you can sub her into your overall Mattel display, and she's going to look good. Let's bring in the Fathead Multiverse Batgirl, the Sniper Elite Batwoman, the Harley Quinn from the same wave, and also Jessica... wait. I didn't leave enough room. Hang on. And here we have her next to some of the other female multiverse characters. Batwoman, Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern, Fathead Batgirl, and then the newly released Harley Quinn. And her scale is about right, because Jessica Cruz is a bigger adult, and she's supposed to be a lot younger, and she's a grown-up too. And she's about the same size as Batgirl, only her head is much smaller. Subtract the hood, and you've still got a fat head Batgirl right there. And then, of course, she's going to be smaller than Harley Quinn. For one, this Harley Quinn, in my opinion, is just a little bit too big, but I think also in the comic books, she's a little bit smaller than Harley as well. And here she is alongside a whole bunch of the Bat family. Most of these are multiverse, but you'll notice some DC Direct, and even one of the Mattel Missions Batman figures, that's the Robin, kind of jury-rigged in there as well. The good thing is, we're actually supposed to be getting a multiverse Nightwing and a Tim Drake Robin sometime in the future, so let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope that they don't get cancelled. So I suppose now that we've looked at absolutely everything from the packaging to the articulation sculpt, paint apps, compatibility with other figures, what's my final verdict? I like her a lot. Yes, I'm going to have to fix that sloppy blonde hair paint, but other than that, I think she's alright. She's going to retail for $18.99 in the States, I believe, but I feel like $18.99 is fair market value for this figure considering all of the newly sculpted detail and the overall cleanliness of the paint apps, and yeah, she even comes with a simple accessory. I think that it's worth it. If you could find her on the store shelves, grab one up while you still can because she's going to go fast on account of there's never been a spoiler action figure before in this scale or any scale. But you know what? These are just the ideas, observations, and opinions of one reviewer, and I'm sure that you're going to have your own, so please don't hesitate to leave them down in the comment section below. If you liked this video and found it a useful expenditure of time, please hit that like button so I know I'm doing something right. If you'd like to write me a letter or send me a postcard or a picture, the P.O. box is in the description down below and in my About section of my YouTube channel. And finally, if you'd like to become a super friend and join the DC Squad, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell if it so pleases you, and I'll see you with the next one. Have an awesome day, super friends. Please take care. CNC Luthor Super Duper Luthor Build-A-Figure headpiece. This is his God of Dark. Oh, that's a fart.